Welcome back to a new video about a new operator in LINQ. Today I will introduce you the first quantifier operator. Quantifier operators in LINQ are the following three operators: all, any, contains. So in this video I will explain all operator. In the next videos I will talk about the other two operators. Before start explaining all operator, let me first show you, what does quantifier operator mean? The quantifier operators evaluate elements of the sequence on some condition, and return a Boolean value to indicate that some or all elements satisfy the condition. It means that the result of the operators is always of type Boolean. Which mean that we don't get data as output, but only true or false, depending on the condition we set. So let's now go ahead and see, what does all operator mean and how to use it. All operator determines whether all elements of a sequence satisfy a condition. It means, we use this operator to check if each element in the sequence meet the condition. As mentioned, the result will be of type Boolean. So if all elements of the sequence meet the condition, we get true as output, else we will get false. This operator can be only used as method. It means, we can use it only in method syntax or mixed syntax. But we cannot use it in query syntax. By the way, these are the three ways to write a LINQ query. To use this operator we need Lambda expression. In the last video I talked about how to write a LINQ query, and what does Lambda expression mean. If you want to learn more about that, please check the following video on my channel. Lambda expression consists of two parts. On the left side we set a function with a variable, for example x. On the right side we set a condition using this variable. All operator looks like this one here. I set the operator, then the Lambda expression. Let's see an example to understand how to use this operator. I have the following query using method syntax. At the beginning I have an array consisting of 5 numbers. After that I added the function as enumerable, so that I can use the LINQ operators. At the end I used all operator. Here I have the condition to check if all numbers of the array are greater than 3. As you see we have 4 numbers, which are greater than 3. But we also have this number, which is smaller than 3. This means, not each number is greater than 3. Therefore the result will be false. It means each number must be greater than 3, so that the result is true. Let's see another example using mixed syntax. Here I have again the same array. Then I use select operator, to get each number from this array. Until this point the output will be the same array, what I have as input. After the brackets I used all operator, to check if each number is greater than 3. The result here will be also the same, false. As you see, I can use all operator in method syntax or also in mixed syntax. The result of the operator is either true or false. That's all about this operator. Let's now switch to UiPath to implement different examples using the operator all. I have here an array variable. It's a string array. It contains these 4 names. And here I have Boolean variable, to store the result of the query later. I will add an assign activity to write the query. In this query I want to check if all names in the array contains the character A. Let's see how to do that. The query is to loop all names of the array and to select them. After that I used all operator, to check if each name contains the letter A. Let's add write line activity to print out the result. As you see, the first 3 names contains the letter A. But the last name doesn't contain A. So the result should be false, because one element doesn't meet the condition. Let's run the code to check the result. As you see, I got false as output. So the query works correct. It's false because this name contains A, but it's not written in small letter. Let's change the query and add to lower function. So now the result should be true, because the last name contains A. And now it will be written as following because we used a lower function. Let's run to check if it's correct. As you see, I got true now. So the query works also correct. This query was a simple query about arrays. Let's now move on to another example about data tables. I have here build data table activity, where I define a data table. It will be stored in this variable. It's of type data table. And here I have another variable to store the result. It should be of type Boolean. Let's see the table. It contains 3 different columns. The first column contains the students. I have 4 different students. Each student appear more than once in the table. And in this column I have 3 different subjects: English, chemistry, and biology. The last column contains the marks. For example, the first row means that student A has an English 88. Student B has an English 95. And so on. In the first query I want to check if all marks of student A are greater than 90. It means I only want to get the marks for student A. Then I want to check them if they are greater than 90. Let's see how can we do that. First I loop the rows of the table. Then I filter the rows, to get only the rows for student A. After that I select these rows. It means, until this point I have 3 rows as output. Then I have the operator all. Because the output is rows, the variable x represents also rows. So we can use it with the name of a column, to get the content of the column. And here we want to check the content of column mark, therefore I used it here. So we check, if the mark is greater than 90. I converted the content to integer using int, to get the number as integer, not as a string. And this check is for each row, what we got as output from the query before. I will add write line activity to print out the result. Let's run the code to check the result. As you see, we got false, because not all marks are greater than 90. Let's change the query to check the marks for student B. And now I will run again. As you see, I got false again, because student B is also less than 90 marks in each subject. Let's check student C. I also got false. Let's change 90 to 70. I will run the code again. As you see, now it's true. It means, student C has in each subject more than 70 marks. Let's now see the next example. Now I want to check if each student has more than 80 marks in the subject English. For that I have to filter the rows to get only the rows where the subject is equal to English. The result will be the following 4 rows, where the subject is English. And I will change this number to 80. So I want to check if each student has more than 80 marks in English. Let's run the code to check the result. As you see, it's true, which means that each student has more than 80 marks in English. This is how to use all operator in LINQ. I hope it's clear for you now. You can set any condition you want. And you can use the operator in each position in the query. The result will be always true or false. So we don't get data as output, but only Boolean result. I hope you enjoyed the video and could learn the operator better. For more videos about LINQ, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching and have a good day.